Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to Straight Off the Rip with your boy Tony the Hitman. Today we're gonna discuss about your boy Alton Sterling. So that was a shooting in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I'm here to prove to you guys that this was a planned execution, man. This has nothing to do with black or white in this here sense right here, okay? Now, and I know some of you guys are gonna be like, what? How is he so blind to this here? Yes, it's true that you have white supremacy out there and they don't want to, you know, and they quick, they have these itchy fingers and things like that. But let's look a little bit deep into this here. Now, Alton has a past of being a troublemaker in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And if you know Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it's a very small town. I mean, just about everybody know everyone in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's not that big, okay? And if you're in trouble with the law, that trouble there will follow you. Now, I live in one of the largest cities in the world, and the same thing. I mean, trouble follows you. I got into some trouble when I was 17 years old, and it followed me all the way, I'll say, for about 20 something years before I can get that off my back. Okay, now back to Alton. It's sad that he had to die that way. It's very sad. And I want to touch on a few pointers here. You know, and I'm the first to tell you guys. I mean, soon as it happened, I'm telling everybody, I said they're going straight to his past, and they are going to try to assassinate his character. And that's the first thing they did, guys. They assassinated his character right off the bat. Now, if you pay attention though, Alton had a prior run-in to the law about him being a sex offender. So right off the bat, when the way they have made it to be that when you're a sex offender, it's automatically people think you're a rapist. Who did you rape? Is it some little girl? Is it a woman? Who did you rape? And we know that's like the death penalty in the world. You rape someone and oh my God, they hang him. Okay? Now, Alton has that on his back. That's murder one right there. He's in this town. Number two, he's on probation. Probation from doing what? I'm not sure. I don't know. Number three, he's a sex offender. He's on probation. And he has a weapon. Okay? That's three. And anytime you're on probation, you know you are not allowed to have a weapon on you. You're not even supposed to be around anyone who has a weapon or anyone who has been to jail when you're on probation. You get caught in the car with somebody on probation, they pull you guys over and both of you guys have priors, they're taking you guys straight to jail if you're on probation. Okay? But evidently, Alton knew his community. He knew where he was. He was on probation. He knew that. Was he a law-abiding citizen? I hate to say this, but he wasn't. It shows that he's been breaking the law. Now I want you guys to stay with me. Yes, it doesn't have nothing to do with the shooting that happened today, but it does. See, and they saying that someone had called. Who is that someone that made that 911 call? Now this is where it gets real tricky at. This is where I'm going to try to explain to you guys why I believe it was a setup and he was executed. Okay? What I've described to you guys earlier, Alton was being a sex offender. These guys made a 911 call on him saying he had a gun and he was waving it and pointing it at people, or he had pointed it at someone. We don't know who made the call, why they made the call, this and that. Okay, so now I've been in a run-on with the law on several occasions myself. But here's the thing. The police, even if they thought I had a weapon in the car, they drew their weapons before they even approached me and told me, hands in the air, turn around, do as I tell you, do not move, get on your knees, put your hand behind your head with your fingers crossed on your knees. Now, let's go back to it. Remember, a 911 call came in. A 911 call. What is that? Why would you call 911? Let's go what 911 means. It was set up as an emergency line, right? You don't call 911 unless you're in danger right at that very point. Why didn't they call in, 222 tips? Okay? Hey, I'm gonna give a tip. I think this man over here is blah blah blah. He's out there having has a gun and blah blah blah, this and that. But no, this person made a 911 call, meaning this is an emergency. Someone is in danger at this point in time. Okay? Alton, being a sex offender already, being on probation already, now he has a gun. Someone makes a 911 call. Okay? It doesn't look good right there off the bat, guys. It shows that he wasn't a law-abiding citizen. That means that he bucks the system every chance he got. We can look at it and say, okay, he was only selling CDs. He was selling CDs. But isn't it against the law to sell bootleg CDs that you didn't manufacture yourself or produce yourself? Now, I've been in the music industry for 20-something years. I know this music industry very well. And we all have been bootleggers at one point in time. Okay? Now, going back to Alton situation. I think he was executed. He was set up to be executed. This and that. Now, anytime they come up and they have this calling, someone called you and say, hey, this is what's going on. This guy just pulled a gun on me. The first thing the cops are gonna do when they pull up, they gonna be at a distance behind that car, especially if you're standing outside where he was located at. They could have pulled up. I'm telling you guys, this is protocol for a policeman to pull up a distance away from the suspect when he's told that he has a gun. They pull the gun out, point it at the suspect, and say, they give you orders. Put your hands up, do not move, turn around. Okay? This and that. Until they are able to cuff you. They do not approach you guys when there is a 911 call being made, saying that you have a gun, and especially if you're waving it at someone or pointed it at someone, that is a threat. So guess what? These cops already know that is a threat. Now you have two rookies. One only been on the force for 3, and another been on the for 4. Do you think I think they sent those two rookies out for a purpose? Because this is gonna help the case. And I'm gonna tell you guys, these are rookies. They acted as, this is their first time offense, killing someone. Baton Rouge has no prior to this type of situation happening. In 2014, a clean slate. Okay. Alton was bucking the system. Now, here's another point I want to make. They pull up. Now, mind you, they supposed to already had their guns drawn because it was stated that he had a gun and he was waving it at people. But they didn't. They go, seems to me that they said they tried to do the taser. It malfunctioned or something. It didn't work on him. So you have this rookie cop tackles him. I mean, like a football tackle. Okay? This and that. And knocks him to the ground. Now, they have him on the ground. It doesn't look like any sign of struggle. This and that. They know he has a gun in his pocket because no one told him he has a gun. He's only out there selling CDs, and he's been in this community for a while. He's been doing this. Even the store owner lets him do this. Everyone, I saw this video from both angles. There was no gun to be seen. It didn't look like Alton was reaching for a gun. Okay? This and that. Man, egos plays a big part in this. They couldn't handle Alton. The other guys, the one police says, gun. He got a gun. Now, why would he need to say that? He already knew he had a gun. He's on the ground. They tell him, don't, let us see your hands. From what I can see on both sides of the video, both his hands are up. And the way they have him is, he can't do nothing. One guy got his knee in his chest, the other one had his legs, patting him down and saying he got a gun. So if his hands are on the gun, because you got to remember, Alton didn't have the gun out. So they didn't see the gun until after the fact it fell out of his pocket. Okay? This and that. Now, where did the gun go after that? Because the other guy had him up here at the top, and then the other policeman had him at the bottom. You gotta think about it. The guy has his gun, the cop at the top by his torso, pulls his gun out. Don't move. If you move, I'ma shoot you. Alton mustn't flinch. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam. Okay? 6 shots, they say. Man, in the back and the front. Okay, now Alton is laying on his back, guys. He had shots to his back and his front. How did they shoot him in his back? Y'all got to listen. They said that. Gunshot wounds to the front and the back. Now, they was mad at him already. He was known as a troublemaker in that town. He's a big guy. He was intimidating people. I'm just breaking it down to you how they see him, okay? I'm not saying this is what happened, but guess what? This is why I think he was murdered. That's one less problem they have to deal with on the streets of Baton Rouge. And he probably been a bully on those streets all this time, and he probably wasn't. But guess what? I'm breaking it down to you guys how they see you as a black man. We're already considered troublemakers, okay? Alton was a big guy. And another question, which brings me to another question. Why didn't he surrender when they first jumped out the car and told him get down on the ground? Okay? Why did he not get on the ground? Why did he not follow instructions? See, that's my whole thing. He should have followed instructions. He knew when they pulled up, he was in trouble because he had a gun in his pocket. He was on probation. Alton was... I'm confused because why didn't you just obey? At that point in time, they just need to get on the ground. He should have gotten on the ground. Guys, you have to listen now. Pay attention. Just because you know the law doesn't mean you can buck the system, because they already have an upper hand on us. Okay, if these police say get on the ground, you get on the ground. And you could tell me all you want to tell me or say what you want to say, but guess what? I've been in this situation more than once where guns have been drawn on me. I've been thrown on hot cars in a hot weather over 100 and some degrees. Have you ever put your face on steel or iron in the summer on the top of a hood of a car? Then you know what I'm talking about. Guess what? And I was completely innocent. I just lived in a rough neighborhood where there was a lot of violence. But guess what? You know what got me out of that too? And I was dealing with some crooked cops. I knew these crooked cops in this neighborhood, and I said, man, if I don't obey, they'll kill me. Don't reach, don't bend. I'm gonna do exactly as they tell me. See, I think they knew Alton already. I'm pretty sure they knew him already, and he knew those cops. And it will reveal itself later that he's been in that jail more than once in Baton Rouge, and he knew them cops and they knew him. Trust me, Baton Rouge is not that big, okay? But in all those things that I said leads up to him being targeted, executed, because they didn't approach him with the guns out, even though the 911 call says that he has a gun and he's pointing it at someone, or he pointed it at the person that called this to report it. I know if I'm a police officer and I get a call, 911 call, that a person that has a gun standing outside, okay, and he's pointing this gun, I'm pulling up. If I have a bullhorn, I'm jumping out with the bullhorn for my safety, okay? I'm not gonna approach you until I know you are down on your hands and your knees, pointed the opposite direction from me. I'm gonna hold my gun on you until my partner goes up, grab your hands, and cuff you from behind. Once we get the situation handled, well, we got you under control in cuffs, pat you down, I'm taking my gun, I'm rehosting my gun. Because I know at this point in time now we have this situation under control. Those officers never had that situation under control. They need retraining. Okay? And I feel for the family, man. But all he had to do was cooperate. And it makes him look guilty, guys. In this situation, I can't, all I can say is this was bigger than CDs. The CD is to distract you. He was selling CDs. That's only to distract you. That was their alibi to come and kill him. Okay? They made an alibi to come kill him. Had he listened, he probably would have went to jail. He was going to jail, and he knew he was going to jail because he's on probation. He had a weapon, and we know it's not in his name, because you cannot have a weapon on probation, period. So he had an illegal weapon. He was on probation, and he had a prior of, well, I hate to say it, could have been rape. Okay? We're going to call it like we call it, and we're going to put the facts on the table. I don't think they should have killed him. I don't think that was called for. But Alton should have obeyed. And guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. It's easy to get in trouble, but it takes you half your life to get out as a black man. If you don't hear nothing else I've said throughout this, hey man, try your best to obey the law. Do what you have to do what's right. Stay out of their face, because they're gonna try to put it on you. I've been accused for murder, robbery, assault. I've done some things, and I admit to those things that I've done. But I've also spent time in jail cells for something I didn't do, honestly. Okay? But that affected me, my lifestyle, my record, how they viewed me. When I want to live in a certain area, I want to get a certain job, it affected me. Okay? Anytime I got pulled over for a ticket, guys, guess what? Boop, they popped that on that screen and they came at me. Because I had those things, but even though those things were dismissed on my record, they still got out drawing guns at me. Because of my record, because I was in front of the judge with these convictions. Okay? Now, Alton was a convicted felon. Okay? Illegal gun. He was in his town and he felt safe because he knew everybody around there. And if you really look at the video, it's like Alton, like, man, why y'all messing with me? He was just being nonchalant. Like, why y'all messing with me? Y'all know y'all can't handle me. Y'all not fist to I'm not fist to let y'all just do me bad, man. Y'all gotta get on that y'all way. That's how he was basically, that's how it looked to the video to me. It wasn't no struggle on his side. They was doing all the struggling. You know, being theatrical with this situation. So, and that's what we have. And that's why I feel like they was already out to get him. And they saw the opportunity kill him. And they did it. And I hate to say it, these white guys are gonna walk, man. And I pray that they don't, that justice be served. But guess what? It doesn't look good for him. Well, that's my point of view. And that's only my point of view. I pray for the family. God bless. Talk to y'all soon. Please subscribe at the bottom. Look forward to hearing your comments. I'm out.